Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. The trilogy is finally here. Hold up, I got this in the corner. Let me move this around. Best editor on YouTube, by the way. Put this shit over here. Bro, I'm excited for this fight, dude. I see a lot of people picking Leon Edwards, and I'm sad to say I'm here to tell you the curse is still real. All these people are picking Leon Edwards, bro. I think Usman's gonna win, bro, and I'm gonna tell you why in this video, so stay tuned. But here's my full predictions, okay? I'm gonna go to the early prelims. I'll get through these quite quickly. Get to the picks I actually give a fuck about, alright? Going down, we got Juliana Miller. Nah, she ain't even that bad. I'm gonna go Miller here by decision. She's pretty good. Her last fight was quite good. She's still quite young in the UFC, but I think she'll do well, and she'll get the W against Macedo, alright? Moving on, lightweight division. We've got the GOAT of the lightweight division, Jai Herbert versus Ludovic Klein. Very exciting fight. Should be a good one. I see Klein as the favorite, but I think Jai Herbert's going to win this fight. I think Jai Herbert's going to catch him coming in and maybe slow down Ludovic Klein if he's patient and get a decision win. So I'm going to say Jai Herbert's going to win this fight. He's going to surprise a lot of people, I think. And the judges will probably be on his side as well. So I'm going to pick Jai Herbert, by decision. Moving on. This is so funny that fucking Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina was on the main card. And we were all like, bro, what are you doing here, bro? What do you mean by that? And then they got moved to the early prelims, bro. Like, they didn't even get moved to the prelims. They got moved to the fucking early prelims. It's pretty obvious Joanne Wood's probably going to retire. Rightfully so, I believe. She's had a good career, but I feel like it's time to probably wrap it up. Doesn't seem like she's in it at the moment. I'm going to pick Luana Carolina to win this fight. I know Joanne Wood is the favorite. I can just see Luana Carolina just like deading the whole crowd and just winning by decision and just beating up Joanne Wood. Carolina obviously lost to Molly McCann. I think a lot of people are picking Joanne Wood for that reason, and she's fought better competition, but at the same time she's lost mainly to better competition. She lost to Jessica I, dude. Oh, she had a split decision, sorry, with Jessica I. She lost to Lauren Murphy. Luana Carolina is actually not that bad, especially on the feet. And Joanne Wood is one of the only female fighters that I consider like chinny. Like, it's very hard to get dropped at women's, like in the women's divisions, and I see Joanne Wood get rocked a lot and get dropped a lot, and I've seen her get finished a lot lately. So I just don't think Joanne Wood's in it, bro. And I can just see Luana Carolina deading the whole crowd, and maybe getting a submission or getting a decision, and just like I said, deading the whole crowd. I can very much see this happening. Even if it's a split decision, I think she's going to win. So I'm going to pick Luana Carolina here, probably the underdog. Moving on, flyweight division, we've got Jake Hadley versus Malcolm Gordon. Good fight in the flyweight division. Two guys coming up. I'm going to pick Jake Hadley to win this one. Maybe submission or probably a decision, more likely. I really want to say Jake Hadley fight Muhammad Makaya. I really think that's a good fight. I think there's a lot of beef there, and Muhammad Makayev's not as good as he makes himself out to be, or people make him out to be. I think Jake Hadley's finding his footing in the UFC, so I think he's going to get a good win here. Maybe a submission, but probably a decision. So, moving on swiftly, middleweight division. We've got Christian Leroy Duncan, I think making his UFC debut, I could be wrong, versus Dusko Todorovic. This overall 65 looking ass, 2K created character, Chris Smith, 2K sideline, roster filler. Pretty good fight though. It should be exciting. I just think Dusko Todorovic is going to get KO'd in this fight, so I'm going to pick Christian Leroy Duncan to win this by KO. I've just seen Todorovic get dropped and get beat up by not that good guys like Jordan Wright and stuff. So I just think Todorovic either gets KO'd in round one, which is probably what's going to happen. That's what I'm going to pick to happen. But if he doesn't, then I can see him finding a finish late. If he gasses out Christian Leroy Duncan, that seems to be his style at the moment. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to get KO'd. So I'm going to pick Christian Leroy Duncan. Main event of the early prelims, we've got Leroy Murphy versus Gabrielle Santos. Now, dude, I am almost tempted to pick Santos. I can see Santos winning this by decision. He's got some very good wins on the regional scene, and I feel like a lot of people that are really into the details of this shit and like really try and pick smart picks, or like, ooh, I'm making a controversial pick. I think a lot of people are leaning or seeing Santos as high upset potential, and I agree. I think Santos has a very good chance to win this by decision. But I'm going to trust Leroy Murphy, dude. I'm going to pick Leroy Murphy by decision. 29-28 win for Leroy Murphy, but if Gabrielle Santos wins, I won't be surprised. So I'm going to pick Leroy Murphy to win this fight. Okay, moving on to the prelims. We've got Muhammad Makaya versus Jafaful Fialo, or whatever his name is. I'm going to pick Muhammad Makaya by submission. Round 2 or round 3, probably. Not the best competition for the number 12 ranked supposed future champion of the division, but we shall see. And he's coming off an injury. He's coming off shoulder injury, I believe. So that may play a factor. We may get another lackluster performance here, but I trust Muhammad Makaya to beat this dude. And yeah, bro. I'm going to pick Muhammad Makaya to win this fight by submission. Moving on, we've got Sam Patterson versus Yanal Ashmose, bro. I'm going to pick Sam Patterson by KO. Lucas Tracy's getting the dub in his UFC debut. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Lucas Tracy's getting a big W this weekend in the lightweight division. I think he's going to get it done by KO. Seems to be a tall, lanky guy, and I think he's just got a good style to win this fight. And yeah, seems like he's going to get the dub, so just going to pick him. You know how I go. If you don't have a pick, I'm not picking you, bro. Lightweight division, we've got Chris Duncan. Why does it look like he died? He's got black and white fight. And Chris Duncan versus Omar Morales looks very suspicious of me. He's like, all right, bro. You're going to pick me, right? Like, why is he making that fight? Anyways, dude. I can see Omar Morales winning this. I can see Omar Morales winning this because Chris Duncan is not a guy that I'm like, oh yeah, this guy's going to come in and get a W. But at the same time, Omar Morales is not that good either, bro. So I can see Omar Morales winning this by decision. I don't think there'll be a finish, but I'm going to lean Chris Duncan to win this by decision. Maybe he gets dropped or something like that early on and then wins the rest of the fight. I think Chris Duncan's going to find a way to get this one done by decision, okay? Moving on, we've got the featherweight prelim headliner. We've got Jack Shaw versus Makwan Amirkhani. Makwan Amirkhani's got a great career in London. He's got some great wins, you know. He's last one I remember. He was on a mission. He was a man on a mission, and he decided to take out a guy with a point to prove, and it was just, you know, he kind of deaded the whole arena, kind of deaded the whole crowd, and kind of, you know. I'm not going to make the joke. If you know, you know, okay? I think Jack Shaw is going to KO him in round 1 or round 2. Jack Shaw, pretty good fighter. Makwan Amirkhani, not necessarily the best guy at featherweight. Decent submissions, good, but he slows down, but he's also gets dropped a lot, and he's kind of just a guy that's in the middle of the pack at featherweight, but I think Jack Shaw has a higher ceiling, and I think he's just a little bit of a notch above. So I think Jack Shaw is going to light the crowd on fire and get a round 1 or round 2 KO and avenge Mike Grundy, dude. I think he's going to do it, bro. I think he's going to get a W. I think the betting lines tell you everything you need to know, and I think Jack Shaw is going to get a KO round 1 or round 2. Pretty confident in that pick, but watch Makwan Amirkhani just sub him and just dead the whole fucking event. Okay. Main card time, okay? Ooh, we got Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. I know that on this channel I shit on Marvin Vettori a lot, and I say he's overrated, and I say he's mid, and I say he has no skills. But if you want to talk about a guy that I genuinely don't get it, Roman Dolidze is one of them. Jack Hermansson's not that good, bro. Like, Marvin Vettori whooped Jack Hermansson's ass, bro. And I know that's MMA math. And that's one thing we don't like to use around here, is MMA math. But listen, I'm pretty fucking good at MMA math. And I just, look, in all seriousness, my girlfriend's calling me right now, but you know what? The grind doesn't stop, bro. I have to talk about this, dude. I'm trying to get on this dude's ass, bro. Pause. Major pause with that. That just came out wrong. Marvin Vettori's getting this W, bro. I think Marvin Vettori's just going to win a decision. He's going to drown Roman Dolidze with the pace. I think Roman Dolidze will try and crack him early, but Marvin Vettori's chin will just remain as it is. I can see him just stuffing any takedowns from Dolidze or holding Dolidze against the fence. I think he'll land good shots of his own on the feet. And I think he'll get a 29-28 decision, probably maybe a 30-27. I just don't see any way for Dolidze to win this fight. I don't see him submitting Marvin Vettori. I don't see him KOing Marvin Vettori. Even if he takes down Marvin Vettori, I don't see him getting anything really significant done. I could see him winning a round maybe, but I think Marvin Vettori is going to land better shots on the feet. I think he's going to push Roman Dolidze back. I think he's going to slow him down. I think he's going to stay out of the way of most of his big shots, and I think he's just going to get a decision win here. I think Marvin Vettori is going to win this fight quite boring fashion, but he's going to get a W, and he's going to show there's a bit of a level at middleweight. I wouldn't say Marvin Vettori is just better. I would say he's just less shit than Roman Dolidze. So I feel like what a compliment, bro. Wow, good job, Dolidze, bro. But yeah, I think Dolidze is going to win this fight. Okay, next up. Oh, women's flyweight belt. We got Jennifer Meyer versus Casey ONeill. You don't know how hard it is to be a fighter. I'm gonna win at UFC 286. Now I know just half my channel just clicked off the video as soon as I started talking like Casey O'Neill. Casey O'Neill's it just fucking annoys me. She's the favorite, and that's a bit odd to me because who has Casey O'Neill beat? I can't name one person. I know she's undefeated. I know she's finished most of her opponents. I think she's finished everyone in the UFC. But I just think Jennifer Meyer is like just good enough or not shit enough. Damn, these two fights are really high level. You're just not shit enough to where I don't see Jennifer Meyer getting submitted by Casey O'Neill, which I feel like is her most likely path to victory, or taking her down and grounding, pounding her to a TKO. I don't really see that happening. Man, I don't think Casey O'Neill's gonna finish her. I think Casey O'Neill's gonna get a robbery decision. I'm gonna pick Casey O'Neill by split decision here, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a bit of a close fight. Casey O'Neill's not gonna look very good, but I do. She never looks very good. Okay, just chill. I'm kidding. It's a joke. I think Casey O'Neill's not gonna perform very well in this fight between two excellent female fighters that I am very respectful of and I think are great fighters and great warriors, especially Casey O'Neill, because I, a simple man, do not know what it's like to be a UFC fighter in the women's flyweight division because they're better than the men. All right, Casey O'Neill split decision robbery win. It's set in stone. All right. Featured fight. We've got fucking Tom Hardy and Bronson versus Brian Barberina, bro. I'm gonna go with Gunnar Nelson by round 3 submission. This is just a fight. I could see Brian Barberina weirdly winning somehow, just chinning Gunnar Nelson into oblivion in round 2 or round 1. But I don't know. Brian Barberina kind of sucks. This card is fucking trash, bro. I just want to talk about the fucking main event, G. But yeah, I think Gunnar Nelson's going to win by submission. I feel like everyone's kind of leaning that direction. But if it round 1 or round 2, I feel like Brian Barberina could KO him. But a decision, I would lean Barberina, but I think Gunnar Nelson's going to submit him. Brian Barberina just has nothing on the ground. And RDA made him look really, really easy. And I don't know if that's just because RDA is that good when he's not even close to his prime at the moment, or because Brian Barberina is just not that good. He was losing most of his last few fights, and you could argue he should be 1-4 in his last 5 fights. So I think Gunnar Nelson has a good style to beat him. Not necessarily the better fighter, but I think he probably is better than Brian Barberina. But hey, moving on. Gunnar Nelson, round 3 sub. Okay, co-main event. This is a good fight, dude. I'm excited for this. We've got Justin Gaethje versus Raphael Fiziev. And I'm kind of going back and forth on this. I've been thinking about this fight for a while. I can see 2 outcomes happening here. I think either Raphael Fiziev is everything he says he is, and everything the fans say he is, and I can see him just coming out and smoking Justin Gaethje in 2 rounds. Or I think he's going to look like shit. I think Raphael Fiziev is going to let down MMA Guru. I think he's going to let down all the fans who love Raphael Fiziev. And I can definitely... Here's what I'll say about Raphael Fiziev's chance in this fight. I think he's going to win, but I also can see him ending up on a just Raphael Fiziev gets humbled video. I'm getting big Raphael Fiziev gets humbled energy from this fight. I can see the compilations now of Raphael Fiziev talking about he wants to taste blood, he wants to eat Justin Gaethje's heart, he wants to, he's Justin, I'm ready to fight you, and then cut to him in round 3 getting dropped and getting cross-eyed, and Justin Gaethje takes him down and beats him up, or he's chasing Fiziev who's trying to get away from him, and he's beating the fuck out of him. I can just see Raphael Fiziev in round 3 bleeding and being beaten up and losing to Justin Gaethje and kind of just getting pressured like he's never been pressured before, and fighting a guy who's not afraid of him, who doesn't really care how good he is on the feet, is gonna be putting on a crazy pace because Justin Gaethje seems to be in very, very good shape, better than his last couple of fights. I think he's gonna look better than most people expect. He's gonna look much better than his last fight as well, I think. I do think the wrestling will be there, especially, I won't say round 1, but I will say he'll put the idea there in Fiziev's head. And maybe he'll go to it. Maybe he'll go to it if he needs to and kind of surprise Fiziev, surprise the crowd. Maybe he has a round where he just takes Fiziev down and people are like, oh, shit. I do think it will be mainly on the feet. I don't really rate Fiziev's chance to just one-shot KO Gaethje, but I can see Gaethje just catching him with something in round 3. Catching Fiziev, trying to be cute, trying to talk that shit, trying to battle egos. But overall, I think Fiziev's going to win a decision. I think he's going to have a tough night, but I think he's going to win a decision. And I think he's going to get humbled a little bit by Gaethje, but I think he'll get a decision win. And I think I can. Here's what I'll say. I'm just getting the vibes that the fans are going to kind of turn on Fiziev a little bit. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm getting the sense that something's going to happen in this fight that's going to turn the fans on Fiziev a bit. I feel like he might get humbled by Gaethje and people will be like, yo, Fiziev's overrated as fuck. Maybe he loses to Gaethje. People go, oh my god, this guy talked all this shit. He's overrated as fuck. He doesn't win as impressively as he should. Maybe it's a close decision. Something like that. I'm getting that sense of it. But I think Fiziev will win a decision. But don't be surprised if he gets humbled. So, main event time. We've got Leon Rocky Edwards. Don't let him bully your son. Versus Kamaru Usman. Okay, do something about it. Do something. I'm going back and forth on this fight, bro. At first, I was going to pick Leon Edwards. I thought Leon Edwards was winning the striking exchanges in the second fight. He was coming forward. He was landing good shots. He was hurting Usman. He's making Usman look like shit on the feet. Usman's a terrible striker. He's been exposed. That's it. He's going to get him. But the more I rewatch it, the more I think about it, the more I realize Leon Edwards, that elevation, it is there. It is a factor. The elevation is a factor. But at the same time, Leon Edwards' volume really has never been that high. So my pick, let me be upfront, I'm going to say Kamaru Usman's either going to win by KO or 49-46 decision. Okay, let me get into this fight. Let me go the physical side first. Yes, Leon had so many good moments where he was pushing forward. He would rock Usman. He would make Usman miss really bad. He'd show how much he dips his head, how much he leans his head. How much he doesn't look where he's striking when he's pressured. But Leon kind of had to push himself to do that. I know some of it's the elevation, but I think some of it is also the fact that he is not a high-paced fighter. He's a point fighter, point blank. He's not a finisher. People think he's this KO artist now. He's not, bro. He's not a finisher, man. But he can finish Usman. Let me be clear on that. Get Obama'd. But man, dude, I think Usman has good power, and people are kind of forgetting about it, dude. Usman's going to find good kicks against Leon to the legs. I think he's going to use his jab. I think he's going to try and kick more to stop Leon's movement. I think he's going to try and put Leon back to the fence, which Leon does tend to do. Maybe he'll come forward early on, but I can see Leon falling back to the fence as the fight goes long to get his takedowns going. But I do think Leon Edwards is going to be more confident. He's going to go forward more. He's going to land good shots. I like the knees that he throws up the middle. I think that's going to give Usman some worry, especially out in the open. But I don't think Usman's going to shoot out in the open. I think he's going to pressure Leon. He's going to make him think, okay, we're going to strike. He's going to land good jabs. He's going to put pace on him. And he's going to try and put him against the fence to take him down again. I don't think he's going to be trying to put flurries on him as much. I think he's going to be more of a wrestler. I think he's going to fight more like the Tyron Woodley fight. But, dude, his jab will be very effective. His jab will be there for him. I can see him hurting Leon as well. I do think that right hand will be there for him. Leon Edwards got rocked really bad by Nate Diaz. He's been rocked really bad by Brian Barberina. I do think his chin is a bit of a question mark. Not so much lately, but I mean, hey, the Nate Diaz fight. Nate Diaz is not a power puncher, dude. I think Usman's striking is being underrated, especially by Leon now. I think Leon's confidence may get him in trouble here, and I can see Usman landing a right hand. Either he KOs him with a right hand, or he wobbles Leon, maybe puts him on the back foot, gets takedowns. But yeah, I don't, on the physical side as well, while I'm here, before I get into the wrestling, I don't buy this Usman knees shot, he's old narrative. There's no fight or performance where he's looked old or he's shown signs that his knees are fucked. Like, he can wrestle if he has to, and he does, and he will, and he very effectively does it, and he did it against Leon Edwards. Twice. 2 fights he's done it. So I can't act like suddenly Usman's this old guy, his chin's shot, his knees are fucked. He's never looked old, he's never looked slow. I don't think he's going to in this fight. As for the wrestling, I don't think he's going to wrestle out in the open. I think the knees are there. I think the feints of Leon will give him pause. I think he's going to try and get something going in the striking, then get the takedown, get Leon against the fence, pressure him, show him I'm not afraid of you, okay? But the feints will be there for Leon. And I think Leon's forward pressure will be more in this fight. Due to less chance of gassing out, he's going to be more confident. He's going to be throwing more leg kicks. The leg kicks really good in the second fight. I think he's going to go to those again with this narrative of Usman's knees. But that might get him in trouble. I think that might lead to takedowns. I think that might lead to stiff jabs when Leon tries to kick, when he's leaning back and get wobbled backwards, or right hand, because Usman was landing good right hands in that first round. He was landing good jabs throughout the fight. He was landing good hooks when Leon was against the fence. I will confidently say Usman will get Leon down at least once a round, as long as this fight goes. But Leon's BJJ is a real threat. Here's what I'll say. If Leon Edwards wins this fight, it's by submission. If Leon Edwards wins this fight, it will be by a round 1, round 2, round 3 submission. I truly believe Leon's best chance is a submission here. I don't see him KOing Usman again. I think he has a good chance to submit him. I can see an Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko type situation happening here. With a guillotine, or snapping him down, getting around to the back, locking up a choke. I can see Leon submitting Usman, but if that doesn't happen, I think Usman's gonna hold him against the cage. He's not gonna strike as much. He's gonna put him against the fence and just look to hold him there. He's gonna rack up control time. He's gonna fight like that Woodley 1 fight. He's gonna fight like that Masvidal 1 fight. I think he's gonna be much more patient. He's gonna be much more controlling, much more risk averse. Okay, so physically, I think Usman's gonna pressure. I don't think he's going to be super chinny. I think Leon's BJJ is going to be his biggest weapon here. His leg kicks will be his biggest weapon. But I can see Usman's jab working really well. I can see his right hand working well. He's going to push Leon back. He's going to slow down that pace, that pressure, and he's going to hold Leon as long as he can and probably cruise to a 49-46 decision. Kind of just slow down Leon and just rack up control time. Not take risks. Not get flashy. Not trying to KO Leon. I think he's going to just fight his fight. Psychologically, I'm just going to talk about this a little bit because I see a lot floating around about this. I think Usman will be less aggressive, but I can see him being more reserved. I can see him being more patient in a good way, because I think he's going to try and fight like he's still the champion, because in his mind he still is. I think he still thinks he's the better fighter. I think he's not going to come out like, oh fuck, this guy's so good. I think he's like, man, I'm still better than this guy. I'm still the champ. This guy is just a guy holding my belt. I don't see him making mistakes. I don't see him trying to test his chin. I think he's gonna be very focused. He's gonna be dialed in. I think if anyone's gonna lose any focus, it will be Leon Edwards. He truly thinks he had his worst performance, and a lot of people do as well, and still won. So he thinks he's the better fighter. He can be more aggressive. I think he'll be more loose. I think he'll be feinting. I think he'll be confident in everything he's doing. And I feel like he's going to be more nonchalant. If he gets taken down, he's going to go, well, shit, I've KO'd this guy already. If I get back up, this fight's over. I'm going to KO this guy again. And I feel like that could cost him a lot of control time. That could cost him positions. We've seen Leon lose focus in the last fight. We've seen Leon lose focus before against Nate Diaz. It's a real thing, dude. He is a guy that can get kind of drawn into fighting egos, or thinking he's too good for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And making mistakes, making dumb mistakes. His team's going to read him the fucking riot act if he does and pull him back in, but it might cost him enough rounds to lose this fight. And I think his gas tank might be affected by the confidence of coming out and going, yeah, the crowd loves me. Fuck yeah. I can do whatever I want to this guy. And I do think at points he will hit flow state. I think especially early on it's going to look like, wow, Leon Edwards is just better than Usman. But I think the longer the fight goes, the more Usman gets that control time, the quicker it's going to catch up. It's going to rack up, and round 5 we're going to be saying, fuck, Leon's down again. And I just think that opening's not going to be there for him again. But don't get me wrong, dude. I think Usman's not going to make mistake. I think he's going to settle in. I think Leon's going to look good early, but I see a 49-46 victory here for Usman, or a KO for Usman. So my likelihood of outcomes, I'd say most likely outcome, Kamaru Usman 49-46 decision. Then I would say probably tied equally as 2 and 3. Either Leon Edwards subs him round 1, round 2, round 3, or Kamaru Usman KOs him round 2, round 3. I truly believe there's a chance of those two happening, but I'm going to say Kamaru Usman by decision. That's my picks. That's my breakdown. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. Jesus Christ, I just so much... Let me know your thoughts down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Give me your picks for the whole card down below, and let me know what you think of my picks. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, boys. Subscribe. I want to hit 4K soon. My goal this year, I think it's crazy, but I feel like we could do it. Let's hit 10K this year, bro. Let's do 10K this year, bro. At least 5K, bro. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Go follow me on Instagram at BedtimeMMA. And yeah, I love you guys. See you in the next video. Goodbye.